Nehemiah, the recruiting process for you out of the portal went so quickly. I guess what was it about Florida State that you had to jump on it that made you want to commit? I think within minutes after visiting.
Well, I'm a Tallahassee native. Well, I've been going to school here since I was ninth grade. I mean, it was really just a dream come true. As soon as they jumped in the hot seat, I was like, we could just told me just shut it down. That's where I want to be. I felt at home.
All right, next we'll go second row on your left for Peter.
You mentioned about coming back home and what was like the initial thought, the moment Florida State reached out to you, and what are you excited for having to come back and play for your dream school?
I can just hear the war chant in my head the whole time. That's all I heard, and I was just like, my family get to come see me every Saturday. It's like it's a no-brainer.
Go with Chris on the front row.
You're working at corner, correct?
Yes, sir.
What has it been like getting to know Blue Adams and getting a feel for what he looks for out of guys in his room?
I like Blue Adams. He an old school guy. He look for, unique things in players. All of us got length, so that we meet up to his standards. He's just a great guy, great personality. I like him, yeah.
All right, next will be Ira, second row on your right.
You obviously had a really good season last year. What was your mindset going into that season? Did you have expectations to do that? And how do you feel like you played?
I feel like I played great. The expectations was I set the bar real high. I felt like the underdog. I had to prove myself a lot because I felt like I got short at my old school. But, I think I exceeded some of the things that I set for myself, and I pushed past the bar and I just kept pushing. So.
We'll stay there with Ira.
Can you just kind of describe your play a little bit? Like who either guys you like to follow at your position, or just talk about yourself?
I'm a rangy guy. I'm real long. You can have a few steps on me, but if I get these arms in there, I can get the ball out real easy. I like to match my game after Tyreek Willen because he a long guy. He real tall and things like that. Yes, sir.
We'll come back over here to Brendan. What are some things about your game that you want to work on, things that need to be sharpened a little bit, to take the step at this next level?
Majority is working on my tackling. That's one of the things I need to prove on real. Going against bigger backs every week. That come with getting stronger in the weight room, Tackling comes with confidence. So once you get stronger, you get more confident in yourself to do those things. So, yes, sir.
All right, we'll go to Peter, second row.
Could you take us back to your high school days in Wakulla? Just what do you remember about the recruiting process there? I mean, I definitely remember that you led the team to an undefeated season. Do you feel like you were under-recruited, or what was the reason behind that?
I felt like I just jumped on the radar real late. I had one good year under my belt. It was kids in high school doing what I was doing for 1 year for years, so they had to jump on me. But this is my testimony. I feel like I need to go through those things to get where I'm at now.
You being from around here, the history of Florida State defensive backs. I know a lot of schools like to claim DBU. What do you think it is about Florida State's DBs, and just kind of how excited are you to follow that tradition?
Oh, that's the most important thing to me. Keeping that tradition going. Being one of those dudes that get to put their name in the books as one of the guys that came out of Florida State. Being DBU like Jalen Ramsey and Buckley, T-Buck, Deion Sanders, things like that. That's something you apply to yourself and want to push towards. And that's what makes you a great ball player. Once you get to look at those things, when you walk through the facility and look to your left and you get to see Jim Thorpe awards, dudes that done been here before that done did it, and get to walk down the wall and see dudes that it's a lot of DBs on that board that done been in here and did it. Yes, sir.
All right.
Does Coach Fuller talk to you about that much at all since Corey Fuller, since he was one of those guys?
Coach Fuller really don't talk to me about it for real, for real. You know, everybody play style different. Everybody mindset different. You know, some people got strong mindset, some people got, so, you know, he can push you. He like a mentor type of guy. You know, give you the things off the field, them off the field things, you know, to keep you on track with football. Better the man, better football player. So, yes, sir.
Come back over here for Brendan. You're among a handful of newcomers in the secondary, guys who've transferred in. I guess, how have you gone about getting to know new guys? Who's been helpful, I guess, in getting you acclimated to Florida State? I guess, what's that process been like for you?
You know, I don't grew closer to him every day. A guy that I grew close to was Carson Hobbs, Charles Lester. Charles Lester, like one of the guys I got real close with. You know, once you get around a guy, you can relate to him and share them same stories and share the same struggles. Like, I can look to my right and be like, I can play for that guy because I know his why. You get what I'm saying? And CJ, I got to know CJ a lot, you know, off the field. You know, once you get them guys to buy in and, like, everybody on the same page, like, understand everybody why we doing the thing we doing, it's gonna be a great secondary.
Go back to Peter.
Follow up on the DBU talk. You mentioned some of the former FSU players. Was there anyone in particular that you try to emulate or someone that you looked up to growing up?
It's not. I looked up to Jalen Ramsey. You know, he played in Jacksonville. I'm from Jacksonville, so when I was growing up as a kid, I watched Jalen Ramsey go crazy at Jacksonville. So knowing he played, I never knew he played at FSU until I came here and I seen him, and I was like, what? That's crazy. And then, you know, he played for the Jags. And it's crazy. I played Azari Thomas in high school, my 10th grade year, and I got to watch him go crazy in college, and now he in the league doing his thing. So, yeah, them some guys I, you know, emulate.
Anything else? All right. Thanks, Nehemiah.
Yes, sir.